Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the best picture movie review show hosted by the person who's eaten the most guinea pigs out of all of us. Look at me. Look in my eyes. Tell me that you'll still watch the rest of the show. My name is Alex, and I'm here for that toxic relationship shit. With me, here to ruin his family's honor, is Jack Pinchuk.
I don't know what the hell that was, but I didn't like it.
Here, with one hand in pocket and the other on a cigarette, it's Matthew Chen. Here for that gay shit, it's Adelaide Spence.
For sure, Alex is referencing that he is voiced by Mark Maron in The Bad Guys.
Caleb Coho couldn't be here, but sometimes it does feel like he's watching over us. We watched Rebecca, everyone, and to be perfectly honest, it's not good. But as we will have note, Caleb Coho actually could not be here tonight. He was busy pre and post gaming for 4th of July weekend. So we wish him well. We hope we see him again. But for now, I think we need to observe tradition, and we need to pick out a movie for us about that Coho, just like a movie that Coho likes. You know what I mean? So let's get a bead. What is he into? What is he like?
Oh, I have the movie already. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Did recently give Elvis 4 stars, so that's an option. Begin Again. That's pretty dreadful. Yeah. Let's do something a little bit more. That's not that good. Chill. Does everybody have one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, hang on. Let me put some time on the clock here. I don't know. Co's not here like a lot, but not like that often. So like we'll do 33 seconds. This is 30 seconds. Not like 20 seconds or whatever y'all did when I wasn't here.
I could just talk about how much better Blind Spotting is to The Dark Knight.
So we took it easy on you.
All right. So we're gonna do 33 seconds, and no, that's not right. That's minutes. All right, that kind of time.
That'd be fun.
33 seconds, and we're just gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So Tick Boom. Let's really nail down what's the matter with this problem.
It's not
Ordinarily, it's like fine. They cut the best song, rather the second best song.
Yes,
There's nothing wrong with that. Cheesy ballad. It would have been 5 stars. It really would have. But then we cut Green Dress, and honestly, at that point, it's just all work. Yep, it's done. We're done. Everybody, we're done. It's done. I cut us off. It's done. We did good. I did Tick Boom. Who else did what did everybody else do?
I was doing Cha Cha Real Smooth.
I did Elvis.
Okay. Jack?
I did The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Ooh, yeah, one of those movies is dreadful. So yeah, we watched Rebecca, y'all. And while I can honestly tell you that some of us really enjoyed it, it's also worth noting that they're wrong. Speaking of Mr. Coho, though, I think there's something else. It sucks when he's not here because he does like a major part of this show, and I don't really. I mean, I have a fix. I just don't necessarily. I'm uncomfortable doing it, but I guess I don't know. Does anybody else want to handle the plot segment this week? Because I don't know.
I got nothing prepped for it.
You have nothing. Okay, well, I guess we'll hang on.
I think Alex, you doing the plot voicing was like a highlight of the show.
Okay,
you should do it again to relive the memories.
Well, I'm kind of in a bad mood, so I don't really have the sunglasses, so I guess I'll just go cam off for this one. Jack, could we get like a single on me? I'm not in control of the show. Could we get hot? So Rebecca is a movie that ironically Rebecca isn't in that much. Weirdly enough, it starts off in Monte Carlo with this like old hag and an old hag and her paid companion. we're gonna call the main, like the paid companion. She's like the main person. She's played by Joe Fontaine, but she's really just like she's like fine. But she's like we're gonna call her Bambi because her job is to make like the brightest eyes, for the like into the camera the whole time. That's her job. She meets Maxim, but for our purposes, I mean Maxim is played by Laurence Olivier, so we're gonna call him Laurie Olives, who is freshly divorced, and for some reason the old hag thinks that he's like interested in her, but he's like not. He's like just being polite because they like kind of know each other. But you know who he is interested in? Laurie Olives is like super interested in Bambi, and it's like fuck me eyes from the start. Like it's incredible. Like the tension between them, and they do all of the rich white people shit together. They go on drives, they stand over waterfalls, they play tennis, just like all the rich white people shit. And at the end of like a very long weekend or like week, month, I don't know. It's not. I don't. I'm unclear.
Alex, it's weeks.
Okay, that's what I said. Weeks, long months. I mean, I don't know. This movie's kind of boring. No lie. They like Bambi's got to leave to be with the old hag in a different spot because they're just like they spend their time just like cruising around for different hot guys, I guess, at just different events. They, she's like, I don't want to. I just like, I don't know. I'm gonna miss you. Goodbye. And he's like, oh, that's too bad. I was gonna ask you to marry me. And then they get married and dump the old hag. And she's like, what? You guys have just been spending all this time together. That's crazy. And then they get married, which I think is nice. They forget the marriage license, and so they have it dropped down in like a very nice scene. They go to his place, Manderley, which is this enormous, lovely castle. And then for long stretches of time, nothing in the movie happens. Absolutely nothing. She gets to figure out how to control a house. She learns that the maid doesn't really like her that much. She forgets to eat breakfast for long periods of time. Yeah, and then she finds out about Rebecca, who is the first Mrs. Maxim, who apparently everyone was like super obsessed with in like a very Regina George kind of way. And just everyone apparently was in love with her, and it becomes this whole thing. She's like super insecure, which is crazy when you think about it, because like it's prime Joan, like it's prime Joan Fontaine, like it's prime Bambi, and she's amazing at everything except dancing and sailing and everything that rich people apparently are supposed to be able to do. I don't know. And then like what else happens? Nothing. That's the thing. Until a body washes ashore, and you know who it is? It's Becky's. And then like it turns out that she's like not in the crypts. The person that they thought was Becky is not in the crypts, because it turns out that Maxim totally murdered her, and that doesn't really seem to be a problem for Bambi, weirdly enough, because she's like just thought this was gonna be like a weird jealousy movie, which it kind of was for the first bit, and I guess it still technically is, but then it becomes like a murder story. Did Maxim kill her? And the thing is, yeah, he did. No one seems to be like obsessed with that fact, but I really want to stay on here. Can we bring everybody back? Everybody, I want everybody back in.
Yes, I have things to say.
No, not for that. I want everyone to just acknowledge that, like, he definitely killed her. Is that we're all good with that? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's
okay,
not
cool.
up for debate here.
Great. Can everyone leave again? Yeah, just take them all out. Great, thank you. Thanks, Jack. I mean, Jack's trying so hard, and he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. So, then we have a whole murder trial, an investigation. There's attempts at blackmail. Hitchcock is actually like really interesting in this part of the movie as well. Just actually Hitchcock's like pretty interesting throughout. And then it turns out there's like 3 different plot twists, right? There's incest, right? With cousin Favell, who is just boring as milk. And he tries to blackmail Maxim, just kind of crazy, and Maxim like hits him with the like Uno reverse card, and that's pretty cool. And then he does the reverse. It's pretty cool, actually. Speaking of Judge Hartlesmith, and then they go to a doctor because Favel's like, well, do you know about her private doctor? And that guy's like, oh yeah, her, yeah, she was just riddled with cancer. And they're like, well, see, riddled with cancer, 100%, she committed suicide, and you're free to go, Mr. Maxim. No further questions. And then they're like, all right, guess we do live happily ever after. They go home, Maxim and Bambi, Lori Olives and Bambi, excuse me, and the maid has burned the house or set it alit. She's burning it to the ground and decides to go down with the ship because you know what? That's what love is all about. Yeah, can we bring everybody back in? Because I think that's it. Cool. How'd I do? I should probably start camming on.
You
That
did
was
good,
fun.
but you make me sad. Just the way you describe.
Jack, you have
certain
bad
things.
opinions. Just
But
own
that's-
up to it.
Hang on. Hang on. That's hang on, because this is a discussion show. We're not gonna do the podcast stuff. I mean, we can. I don't. We don't need to. What's wrong with my description of Rebecca?
Here.
Jack or anyone else? Literally any of you.
I think it's absolutely fine.
Great. Jack and or Matthew Chen, who I think gave it 4 stars or above. What's wrong with my description of Rebecca? What's wrong with Becky?
You describe this as one of the most boring films to ever win Best Picture, when in fact it is a thrilling film, a thrilling mystery. I do not understand how you can think that this movie is boring, because the atmosphere of Manderley is perfect. Like the atmosphere of the film is perfect, and you slowly unravel this mystery of who was Rebecca, and when you find out the monster that Rebecca was to Maxim, everything changes about how you had previously seen Rebecca. You as the audience member had seen her as this incredible human being who was so great at everything and everyone loved her. Then you find out the monster that was underneath, and it totally changes how you see that character, and it changes the film. And you see, and Maxim's monologue as to when he's describing what happened that night, that scene is incredible. I don't understand how you
It's the one scene Lawrence
describe it
Olivier
as so
bothered to show
boring
up.
as you did. That like I saw this in the theater way back in 2020 for an 80th anniversary, and I loved it. I thought it was incredible. It made me sad.
It's fine.
It is incredible. It's really.
I think we should start. Hang on, we're gonna go out of order. Sorry, fam. I know y'all love the structure of this show, but personally, I don't. I think this show's terrible. So
We don't have a
let's really let's do star ratings. Let's do that, because I think
Okay.
that's where
Thank
yeah.
you.
Let's start. I mean, Coho's not here, but I think we
Okay,
have.
Coho's not
We
here.
can start with
Coho
co-host
had
reading. Yeah.
3 stars.
Coho gave it 3 stars. I'm on the same train. I will agree with Coho's opinion of 3 stars. And I mean like 3.001, fam. Like it's not a high 3.
To know
Spence.
that you changed it to 3
I-
stars.
Yeah, I agree. I also have it at 3 stars.
Yep.
It is fine. Nothing about it is really exceptional. I think John Fontaine is pretty good. The Maid's pretty good, and that's really it. Nothing about this film is really enticing or endearing.
Which leads us to, I think, Matthew. Yeah,
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
And then and then Jack. We'll let y'all defend. Yeah,
I also
4.5.
have it at 4.5. Matthew, you can go first.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think Jack said a lot of what I was already gonna say. I think especially once we get to Manderley, there's just like an eerie undertone to everything. Like I love the atmosphere that Hitchcock builds. Joan Fontaine and Laurence Olivier, they're really great together. I mean, the rest of the cast is also really good. And then just I like the twists and all that, like suspense that happens in the movie. It's definitely captivating. So
Yeah. And just to build on what I said earlier, I didn't mention Joan Fontaine. I think she's fantastic in this film. I think she's just great. I love the screenplay. I know it's. I haven't read the book that it's based on, but from what I understand, it's a very good adaptation of the book. With the only thing done better, from what I understand, in the 2020 remake being like how Mrs. De Winter died is slightly different, and it's fixed in that one. But that's like nitpicking at that point. I think Laurence Olivier is very charismatic and charming in this. I think he's great. He's got some great line deliveries, especially in the first half. And I love Judith Andrews as Mrs. Danvers, the maid that burns down Manderley. I think she's just incredible. But I wouldn't say she's the best performance in the film, but she's so close. It's a toss-up between her and Joan Fontaine.
What line deliveries does Laurence Olivier have in the first half? Because I think he's good. I think he's great in the scene where he's confessing to murdering his wife, which I feel like they gloss over, and she's like, "Oh, you killed her." Well, that's okay. As long as you're not in love
murder
with
was
her.
normal back then. Everyone was, she should put on Sunday.
No, that's the other issue with how you I had with the Flop Boy segments, but like she doesn't just straight up gloss over it. It hits her hard for.
I mean,
when
and then after
when
and then after she sits with it for a moment and hears the entire story of what happened. She understands how Maxim could have done that, and she knows he didn't mean to kill her, but that's what happened. So
how do you accidentally commit murder?
I don't know. If you hit Matthew with your car, I'd be like, Jack, what the fuck? Don't worry, baby. It's only manslaughter.
Anti-manslaughter.
No.
No.
Get back here.
How you kill someone accidentally?
Are you saying that we're not anti-manslaughter?
It's called manslaughter.
No, okay, sure. Okay, let's say you manslaughter. By the way, murder I think should actually be the lesser charge, and manslaughter. Manslaughter sounds so much worse. This is like a thing that I have. This is my personal thought.
Our average rating is 3.6.
That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be, especially since I actually bumped up. I rewatched Rebecca this morning and this is actually the problem that I had with Rebecca the first time we watched it, is that all of us that were watching it, every single one of us, zoned out for a vast stretch of time, and I mean a vast stretch of time, to do Harry Potter Patronus. Oh my god, we like 3 or 4 of us were like, oh, I have a dragon.
The only people watching the movie were Scully and I.
No, Scully was doing Patronuses. Scully was like, oh, I have this Patronus as well.
The entire time.
We were arguing about Hogwarts houses and the fact that Spence is absolutely, we're gonna do this as a poll later. We're gonna do this as a poll on the Ontel page later, because we don't have a picture of this. We should have like a Twitter account. We're gonna do this as a post later. Is Spence a Hufflepuff or a Slytherin? Comment down below. Give us your thoughts. Bar, I want to hear from you, baby. If you hit and like somewhat brutally killed, like if Matthew Chen was like, I want to break up. I want to break up. Anyone can cook, not break up as in romantically. I don't want to assume that of anybody, but like, I want to break up. Anyone can cook, and you ran him over with your car. I feel like me and Spence would be like, yo, the fuck, man. You can't just be doing that.
Showing me, hey, come on,
what are you doing? What are you showing me? The point is, I think they glossed over, and I get it. She's a 40s or rich housewife. She has every reason to not want her husband to go to jail. But on the other side, the money's not going anywhere. He's a rich guy. He'll get off. He'll get off easy. He'll be fine. He'll be all right. And then they do this whole freaking reinvestigation about the death of Mrs. De Winter, and it's boring. It sucks. It's bad. Honestly, do you know what genuinely is saving this movie for me from being like, 3 stars I think is high Midsburg. Like, you're living in the fancy part of Midsburg. Do you know what genuinely is saving this movie? And I can't believe I'm saying it. It's genuinely the part in the middle where almost nothing happens. The part in the middle when she's just walking around Manderley and like the music and like the camera work, that's genuinely all that's saving this movie. Because like that stuff's actually kind of interesting to look at. It's also like plot wise, nothing is happening. Oh my god, nothing is going on.
Is this where we like put a pin in like our like this is our definitive statement for the film that you and I agree on that everyone else hates?
Yeah. No, hang on. We have thoughts from Coho as well.
No, just something that, like we said during the rewatch or during the watch. Jack hated, but I think it's a true statement. Alfred Hitchcock uses actors as props.
Yeah.
He is not like at least in this film. I can't speak for all of his other films. I do like them, but this one is my least favorite of his so far. He doesn't know how to direct his actors other than having them move. He can't have them like really connect something emotionally. He uses them as like structures for his plot and his settings. I don't think his actual character work is especially strong.
Okay, now my counter argument to that is there's a movie in nope, I can't remember what year it came out, but Rope, I think disproves that, and a movie that was nominated for Best Picture in 45, Spellbound. Legitimately wins this, and he gets incredible performances out of Ingrid Bergman.
Does he get incredible performances, or do actors show up with ideas? Because I think that's a really like important line that we have to draw when it comes to performance, or in terms of like actor-director relationship. Did they show up and do that, or was he like, no, more? Because I can see Laurence Olivier in some scenes just blankly staring at just as like someone's doing Larry. You can genuinely see him just sitting there like, man, I wish I had some direction. Laurence Olivier is like one of the worst actors in this movie. Like he is one of the least if he didn't have that one scene, genuinely I'd be like, so was like they just got him, like they just had the paycheck for him, or was he just like, I want to work with this guy specifically? It's just like a really weird, kind of confusing grab bag of a movie. I don't know. Let's start podcast, I guess.
I mean, he's definitely the worst performance.
Should we do standout performances since we've been on the topic for quite a bit?
Yeah. I think there's like only two like clear-cut choices for me, and it's either Joan Fontaine or Judith Anderson. Yeah,
those are the two.
I tend to go, I think Fontaine probably, because she's just got a lot more to do. She's got more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know Coho strongly disagrees with that, though. I know he thinks that it's
George Sanders.
Yeah.
What?
I hard disagree with that.
Yeah,
I completely disagree with him.
I don't understand that love.
So where are we at? Who? Okay, hands for Judith as Danvers, the lovely.
I'm okay with either. So if we
hands for Joan Fontaine as Mrs. De Winter.
Yeah.
Okay. So Joan takes it. Can we get like a zoom in?
Yes.
I would say I think Wings is always like the bottom line of like we had to choose someone.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with giving her above Wings. That's fine.
Yeah.
I would personally put her above Paul Mooney.
Wait, so I would have her below Paul Mooney myself.
I think they're pretty comparable. I would actually agree with above Paul Mooney.
I think above Paul Mooney for me.
Okay, but below Claudette Colbert.
Oh, she's not touching Claudette Colbert. Let's not get crazy.
No.
Okay, I'm fine with that. That's fine.
So, Joan Fontaine takes the 6th spot. Not quite cracking the top 10. Claudette Colbert holds on to the number 5 spot. I'm coming around on the energy actually. I was like in a bad mood when we started the show. Joan Fontaine.
Thank you.
As there's space in the winter. As the second Mrs. De Winter.
There's a space in the winter.
Yes. Thank you.
Literally, when I'm unfamiliar with Rebecca, as I'm gonna say this a lot. I'm unfamiliar with the movie that we watched this weekend. Or I wasn't familiar when we watched it. I have expected Rebecca to still be alive at the end and be like, "Hello, he tried to kill me and only took out an eye," and I was like, that would have been like a great twist. Instead, we got Instead, the twist was I killed my wife. Whoa. So like, do you think we can
What
beat the
should
murder
happen-
The
charge?
twist
Or
was also a segue into our other podcast within a podcast.
oh my god, what other podcast within the what podcast are you talking about, Matthew?
Spence, hit the song. Who wants-
I guess we're doing that one. Welcome to How Gay Was My Ballet. My name is Alex. Reminding you that Pride Month is over, but you shouldn't stop talking about it. With me is everybody. What's up, everybody? And we're gonna talk about how gay Rebecca was, and I'm
Mhm.
just gonna say it. I'm in Lesbians with you. This movie. I honestly, that's the whole ending to this movie. Like I said, Mrs. Danvers, like, is so madly and passionately in love with this Becky character. That's Becky with an I, by the way. With this Becky character, that she burns down someone else's house. Not even like her house where she could collect insurance money. She burns
Okay,
down
I'm sorry,
Manderley
And
Yes,
kills
that-
herself.
and
yes,
kills
that
herself.
That happens, but also the scene where she's in Rebecca's room with Joan Fontaine, with Mrs. De Winter, where
yeah.
she's talking about all
like,
the different things
she's
that
still here?
Rebecca would wear and how she would do her hair and absolutely everything. Like that scene, I
Look,
think is the
you
better
can see your hand right through it while she's holding this
Hitchcock
like
is for the
delicate
gays.
nightie.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna rank pretty high. Let's get a list here.
Yeah.
Spence, you have thoughts on?
I think there's a very clear person who is.
Alfred Hitchcock said "Scream Queen."
Yeah, yeah. So this is gonna go up quite a bit.
Mhm.
Why is Gone with the Wind 5 again?
What? That was last week. I don't
What's good about
remember.
Gone with the Wind.
I don't know.
You say this like I should remember a week ago. Anyways,
Yeah, this is a long time ago. It was 1 week.
Remember it.
Um.
that was a whole week.
Oh yeah. You know what? Gone with the Wind shouldn't be that high. But we really liked the line that was like, one of us could lick 40 Yanks. Like, I think we all really liked that line. Plus, like, literally going like hundreds of miles probably in a stagecoach just for like the neighbor girl. Like, we thought that was pretty sketch too. But you know what? No one in Gone with the Wind burned down anyone's house
Yeah,
for
I
their
rated it 10 at
boss.
5. I don't think it's above Wings or Brother Melody.
It's not gayer than
It's
Wings.
not.
So Rebecca will take a top 5 spot today, as it takes number 5 in
I
How
feel
Gay
like
Was My Valley.
2 of our top 5 is gay incest.
Yeah,
What
as
the
it
fuck?
as well it should be. Spence hit the song probably. All right. That was awful. I didn't like that at all.
Sick.
What else do we have?
Is
Isn't-
it
there's
better
no,
than
like-
Top Gun Maverick?
This
No.
movie's not better than Top Gun Maverick.
No.
Just gonna say it.
Damn right, Matthew. Damn right.
Damn you all! Damn you all!
Why? What do you? What? Why?
It's like
Did you see
changing my vote to La La Land in the last second when I've been voting for it.
Sorry everybody. That's a joke that like
Y'all,
two of
y'all
you
missed
got.
on some greatness. If you want to have a lot of fun, join the Kingsmen.
Yeah.
You can try.
I
don't
mean,
know
we
if
can
they'll
only
accept
accept so many of you, but some of us might be leaving at the end of the year.
Yeah.
The point is, or be kicked out.
It could happen. This
I could-
podcast is just gonna. We're all gonna be.
Yeah. Oh, this podcast is gonna end at the end of the year. Trust me. So yeah, it's gonna be what? Oh, right. We have to do $1 Million Racist. Whose song is that?
Matthew, play the
That's
clip.
Matthew Chen's song.
Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to $1 Million Racist, where we rank how racist all of the Best Picture winners are, but only some of them. I say all of them. We rank all of them from when we decided to do this segment without telling them. Can we bring up the list?
No, we rank all of them.
You've
We did
ranked
rank
all of
all.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
We
of
ranked
them.
them when we made the list.
Okay, great. I was not here the week that we did that because I was busy watching
No,
Napoleon Dynamite.
no, you were because you were very surprised about this.
Muni on the
I don't
Bounty
remember
was,
this
like,
at all.
low.
So Rebecca, there are no black people in Rebecca.
Yeah,
here's the
like
thing.
it's not really racist, but like
No, there's just
But it's not racist either.
it's a movie about
Yeah.
like rich white people in like
Yeah.
a very specific way. Which like
I'd put
what
it
like
above
live your
Grand
life.
Hotel.
Co-host just putting it above It Happened One Night.
I'm okay with that. Like it's just there's nothing particularly like
It's
racist
like
about it.
rich
or
white
not
people
racist.
benefit off of like the subjugation of minorities, so I think it's above Grand Hotel.
No, I think didn't Grand Hotel have like but then there was like one black character, but then
The
they were
floating
like
accents
fine.
were all Europeans though, so like you can't be racist to Europeans.
Okay, above It Happened One
It's
Night,
also European.
raised of hands. Above It Happened One Night.
Oh yeah.
Okay, above Grand Hotel, raise of hands. Okay,
Come on.
great. It takes
Fuck
this
you.
spot. It takes
Yeah.
the 11th spot.
Ooh.
Above It Happened One Night. Rebecca, not super racist. That's the one thing Becky had going for. I'm being a real dickhead about this Becky thing. I didn't like the movie, and I had to watch it twice. Because some of
You didn't
you,
have to watch it twice.
Boatman, Doc, Bar, Jack. Some of you were like, "It's so good, you have to redo it because you weren't paying attention the first time." I
never
was.
said you had to redo it. I was not in that group.
I said that I would rewatch and but then I had I did rewatch the whole thing.
To answer your question from way earlier about the line read in the first half that Laurence Olivier has, that's like really great. It's the palm
look it
tree
up?
line. No,
Did you look it up?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
You've been thinking about this for this long? Okay, I'm just curious. All right, fine, cool.
No, it's the palm tree line about making violent love to her behind a palm tree.
That's true. He does. That's right.
That is an actual line in this movie.
And you know what? We all low-key kind of liked it. We were all like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. We all watched it. We all watched this movie. At least I think most of us were there. And Lori Olives was like, I should have made love to you behind a palm tree. And we were like, what? What? That's a great line.
Violent love is what he said.
Violent love.
Yes.
The kind of love that kills your first wife. It's just and I'm really caught up on the wife murdering thing, weirdly enough. I've had a weird week. The point is
there's no Nazis dying here, so I think
There's no Nazis.
there's no
I think we just
Nazis.
give our reviews and then extra credit. And then rank it.
Well, we don't have a segment for this, but there is a 2020 remake for Rebecca.
Ooh.
Jack saw it. Now, Jack, I know how you feel about the different versions.
Yeah.
Matthew, you also saw it. I haven't seen
I
it.
watched it. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Is the story, with the exception of like the chains that Jack has previously mentioned, or at least one of you mentioned, I think it was Jack, is
It's
the
a-
story basically the same minus Alfred Hitchcock's usually brilliant directing?
There's small differences. There are differences, but they're very small.
Such as, like, I don't, spoilers, whatever, but
there's
like
a dream sequence in it, I think. I think there's a dream sequence in the 2020 version.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, because like she gets sucked on by the
into the
plants
floor.
or something like that. Yeah, it's a weird scene.
It is always.
if Hitchcock would have directed it, would it have been better or would it have been out of place?
It would have felt out of place, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It honestly does feel out of place in that film.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Different strokes. I can't remember what y'all gave it. I think for one of you it hovered around 2.5. I think Jack.
I gave it a 2.5.
I think
Jack gave it like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
As a film, it's fine. Like, there's nothing too special about it. The only improvement upon the original is Lily James as Mrs. De Winter, and this is 100% a true story. I told you that I saw this in the theater, in my local indie theater, back in 2020 for its 80th anniversary. And as I was watching it, this is before I have any knowledge of the remake that came out literally a week later. I'm thinking to myself the entire time, holy shit, Lily James would be great as Mrs. De Winter. And then I got home, and my mom and I was telling my mom about this. She's like, "Yeah, no, she's in a movie coming out soon called Rebecca." I'm like, "What?" So yeah, she's perfect as Mrs. De Winter. She honestly gives an incredible performance. The same cannot be said for Armie Hammer. Terribly miscast.
Armie Hammer's terrible.
I like Armie Hammer as an actor. He's great in The Social Network. I can't think of much else other than that off the top of my head right now.
Call Me by Your Name. He's great.
Call Me by Your Name.
I haven't seen that.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Haven't seen that either. But but here's the thing: terrible casting choice for Mr. De Winter for Maxim. Like,
yeah, I don't get like a very charming vibe
there's a
from him.
stronger presence of the like maid servant character in the remake. Like when Mrs. Danvers is like, "Oh, this person's gonna help you out with things," and like she's the one who gives her the advice of the dress, and she tells, but then like later she says like it's because of Mrs. Danvers, so she has a stronger presence, but it really doesn't add anything to the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds kind of like a mixed bag. You said Lily James is in it?
Yeah, she's Mrs. De Winter. She's the lead. She's Joan Fontaine's character.
Cool.
I think
love
Joan
Lily James.
But to each their own.
I love
Lily
Lily
James.
James.
Really good, though.
So if you have a remake coming out, cast Lily James. I'll watch it. I'll watch the shit out of it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I will. I'll watch Rebecca later, probably. Maybe. I mean, who knows? I gotta watch some Pixar movies. So cool. We should make that a segment. We'll come up with a song for that, and then we'll make it like
there
a
are
whole segment.
remakes for Best Picture winners.
Yeah, whenever there's a remake for it. God, this show falls apart whenever Co's not here.
Yeah.
Actually, it's actually been kind of
No,
fun.
it always falls apart. It's just consistent every
It's
week.
just been less yelling. So I think this is gonna be like less entertaining. We should move on.
I feel like
Ooh, Panda Tommy. We should go to the extra credits.
Play the clip. Play the clip. Play the clip.
Let me get there. Let me get there.
Extra credit.
Yeah. Cool. Did anybody do any Did anybody do any of the recommended reading?
No.
And I'm raising my hand for Coho. Who watched the least amount of them?
I watched one.
Cool.
So
what did you see?
I watched a lot of them within like the last year,
Mm.
so like they're still fresh in my mind.
I'll count it.
And
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll count it. We'll count
We'll
it. You've
count
seen
it.
them. We'll count it.
What did you
Anyway.
see, Jack?
I saw the Best Actress winner, Kitty Foyle. Ginger Rogers won Best Actress for that.
Oh, cool.
I watched this movie because Ginger Rogers beat Joan Fontaine for Best Actress, and I wanted so badly to hate this movie and to hate her performance because I love Joan Fontaine in Rebecca, and prior to this, I thought she should have won. Now I'm not so sure. I can't be mad because Ginger Rogers is actually really good in Kitty Foyle. It's a film about Kitty Foyle, a woman who has agreed to run away and marry with this person this night, but her old love, like her first love, comes back and basically begs her to marry him and to run away with him instead. So she agrees to do that, and while she's packing her bags to go, I don't know what happens. This was a very well-made scene for 1940. Basically, she has a conversation with herself in the mirror, and at first I wasn't quite sure how it was done, but now it's very clear to me. It's two actors. I'm just an idiot. Also, not in my right headspace when I watched it first time, but it's very good. It's the rest of the film is basically told entirely through flashbacks. You see her entire life from when she first met the guy to where she ended up, and it's a very, very good performance. I can't be mad Ginger Rogers won Best Actress that year. I haven't seen the other nominees, but she's damn good, and I don't know who I pick between her and Joan Fontaine. It's a toss-up.
Cool. Where would you put it on our ranking list that we're going to pull up here in a second? You're quick on that draw. Good for you, Jack. Like I said, everyone give it up for Jack. Jack is trying really hard and he's killing it.
Personally,
You're the only one that saw it, I think. Matthew, did you see it?
no, I did not.
Okay.
where
Where would you put it?
I put it above Dark Victory, below Cleopatra, somewhere in that range. I
You
have
are
it
the
at
only
4
one that saw it. Just make a decision.
Okay, I'll put it like kind of smack in the middle of those there. Don't want to upset too many people, so I'll put that just above Smiling Through, a little higher.
You make it sound like we're we collude on these.
I am very passionate about Smiling Through. I think you should put it higher.
Smiling Through, or
No, I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll watch it and make my decision.
yeah.
Foil takes the number 20 spot.
All right, what's next?
Matthew, how many do you have, Matthew? Because we just
I have Foreign Correspondent, Philadelphia Story, Great Dictator.
Okay, so let's do all of yours, because then I just have like one or two after that.
Okay.
So we can just start with whatever one you want.
Yeah, let's start with Foreign Correspondent, the other Hitchcock movie that was released this year.
Is it better?
I think it's really good. I like Rebecca more because I already like Rebecca, but I think Foreign Correspondent is still really good. You should definitely check it out. It's just like this reporter goes to Europe and then like there's like spy elements to it. You know, it's a Hitchcock thriller. There's a lot of suspense. Does a pretty good job of balancing that romance comedy war element to it, but then there's a little too much going on in the plot, but I think it's still pretty suspenseful. There's this really great sequence in this windmill that I think just found really thrilling, and there's also just some really fantastic filmmaking. There's like this beautiful shot on a plane that is really stunning. You know, it's 1940, and so a lot of really great shots. But yeah, good film.
Cool. Let's bring up the rankings. I also have Mr. Coho. I didn't. He called it the better Hitchcock film of this year. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. He said put it above Mr. Deeds. So let's at least go up that high. Because we're getting into this like 4-star territory. That will blow right past most of these paltry picks.
Like I'm okay with.
Let's see what we've got.
Love Mr. Deeds.
Now, I didn't love Mr. Deeds.
I personally would put it above Little Woman.
Compromise and put it above Skippy.
But yeah, that's fine. I think
that's a good middle ground.
Yeah.
Foreign Correspondent takes a 7 spot. What else do you have, Matthew?
Okay. I also have, I guess, the Philadelphia Story.
Okay.
Which I was not a big fan of, but Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, James Stewart were very good, but the plot I didn't find to be that interesting, and like I really enjoyed their chemistry together, but I don't know, the story didn't really. I wasn't very interested in what was happening.
Okay,
I have seen this.
Yeah, Adelaide, would you like to kind of jump in?
It is good. There's honestly I don't have a lot of whole like really like deep thoughts about it. I think my type of humor doesn't really go well with older films. I think it's sort of lean into it. I will say, I think all the performances are genuinely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
No complaints whatsoever with any of them. That being said, I still think it rises above because like you're spending most of the movie like just with those three.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think it still like coasts through, even if a lot of the writing doesn't really get me there.
Okay. I don't mean to alarm any of you, but Coho gave this a full 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it more on a rewatch. Stewart, the GOAT. Super funny, 5 out of 5 stars. Would put it number 2 below Mr. Smith.
That's incorrect.
So let's start. At least we're going up. At least we're going kind of into the middle of the list, or toward like the higher end of the list, probably.
Here, we'll go to the top and we'll see how far it falls. We'll see what.
We'll see.
Koho
Yeah,
says.
we'll see where Adelaide
see what
and Matthew
Koho
are
wants.
comfortable putting
This is
it
below
on.
Mr. Deeds, at least.
I would put it lower.
So you've seen Top Hat. Would you put it there?
I would put lower than the Top Hat because I've seen
Okay.
Top Hat.
Would you put? I would say around the Thin Man, just because
I would put it around the Thin Man, right under the Thin Man for me.
Okay, I would say
Yeah.
put it above it because I know Koho's fighting for 2.
Yeah, no,
Koho
exactly.
is
Like, for
fighting
me,
for 2, so we have to figure out like a better
that's
middle
why for
ground.
me it's under the Thin
How
Man. So now,
about, how about we put it
So here's
as our
my thing.
10? That way,
Here's the thing. I'm still like I'm more on Matthew's side. I would also put it lower. I say put it above Thin Man. That way Koho is still heard before me and Matthew like actually take it.
and because Koho hasn't seen Libeled Lady,
Libeled
or
Lady or Shanghai Express. Yeah.
we are going to get a message in the morning, fam. Okay, well, that's where it's going to go for now until at least until more people watch the Philadelphia Story. It will take the number 15 spot. The chat's gonna be blowing up tonight. Did you have another one, or was
You gave it 4 stars. Deal with it. It's still high.
I have one
I
more.
will also say
but
that
I
I
also
apologize
have
for-
2 movies
okay? Go on.
from last week. So
Okay, yeah,
but
let's do it.
I'll start with. Okay, from last week, yeah, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is amazing. It's a great film. Definitely.
one.
Yeah. Number 1, Wizard of Oz. I really enjoyed. I would put it second. I would put it above.
I think you were the deciding factor because everyone else also or at least many people wanted to put it second. So I think that actually will probably tip it over the top. Wizard of Oz takes the number 2 spot right behind Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Was that all?
Yeah, no, I just watched those 2 because those were the ones that I felt like I
Dope.
had to watch.
Everybody check out
Alright.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's great.
It's a fucking
But
movie.
I have one more 1940 movie that I watched.
Go on.
It was the Great Dictator, and it's definitely my favorite Best Picture winner or a Best Picture nominee from this year that I've seen. I think it's just a really extremely well written satire, but like with a very poignant message, really relevant. The monologue is amazing. Chaplin is just incredible. It's kind of crazy. Like this is first talkie, so he does a really good job, and it's like really funny, but also just really holds its own with like its messaging. So
Cool. Koho also saw The Great Dictator. We have a quote for him. Phenomenal political satire with one of the greatest monologues of all time. Chaplin is terrific. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And he said he would put it below The Wizard of Oz.
that's where I'd put it as well. I think.
Okay, all right.
I've seen half of this, and I've seen half of it, and then also the monologue. I think that it is incredible. I would also argue putting it very, very high.
All right. The Great Dictator. God, it feels weird saying that. The Great Dictator taking the 3 spot right behind The Wizard of Oz and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang has legs, y'all. We're still on I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang. Anything else?
And that's all for me.
Okay, so I have also on behalf of Caleb Goho, I will be speaking about Our Town. Trash, 2 out of 5 stars. I'd put it below A Farewell to Arms, not a glowing review. But he's the one that saw it, so I guess that's what we got.
Yeah.
I don't even know where A Farewell to
Can't argue.
Arms. Yeah, I don't
It's
know where
right
that.
there.
Ooh, that's low. Ooh, that is low, fam. Ooh, I remember I didn't like The Informer that much. Okay. And that will lead us to The Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Ford's best so far, 4 out of 5 stars. I'd put it below Skippy.
Below Skippy?
Yeah, below Skippy.
What did Koho say? Because I know we saw that too.
That is what
No, that
Koho
was-
said.
Oh, okay. I thought
They're all
that
quotes
was-
from Koho. I did not have time to do recommended reading this time. But it looks like The Grapes of Wrath will be taking the 10 spot. unless my nines are cheated by some spell.
I don't think has co-hosting Top Hat. That's
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Cole will tell us next week if he has seen Top Hat. Someone remind us to ask him. But until then, that is the new rankings for everything. What do we end up? Where do we end up overall on?
On Rebecca.
Yeah. Oh wait, we should probably close the previous segment. I know people get like a
that's
huge
right.
rush of endorphins.
Extra credit.
The rush.
Right.
Where do we end up on Rebecca? 3.6, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3.6.
All right, that gives us like a pretty strong idea of where to put this. We bring up now the Best Picture winners power ranking.
Here's
The
what-
worst ranking since the last time I put anything out.
Nope, our ranking is far better than Collider's so far. I think we can say that.
Oh no, those dorks.
yeah.
Yeah, those dorks are terrible. So we're going up. I think just expressing my opinions, and I also have the opinions of one Caleb Coho. He said to put it below Gone with the Wind.
No, he said.
Oh,
I'd put
Grand
it below Gone with. Below Gone with the Wind and above
Grand Hotel.
this dork.
So
This dork. Yeah, which one
I
did
think you mixed them up.
maybe?
I would say here. I say let's just work from the bottom up.
Okay. Is it better than the Great Ziegfeld? Please say
Yes.
yes.
Yes, it's better than the Great Ziegfeld.
Cimarron,
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely
Broadway
better than
Melody,
this. Yeah.
Yes.
Cavalcade,
Yes.
Yes.
Wings,
Yes.
Yes.
The Life of Emile Zola.
No.
It's
Yes.
tough.
Yes.
I would say no. Here, the co
Gone
says
with
yes
the
and he's
Wind.
on.
Coho said yes, so I think
Coho said yes.
Yes to Gone with the Wind.
Better than
I
Grand
don't.
Hotel. Yes.
Okay, wait. So I say yes to Gone with the Wind. You say
I
yes.
say yes, and then Jack says
I
yes.
can say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Better than
so
Grand
below Grand
Hotel?
Hotel.
It's not better than the Grand Hotel.
I put
Yes.
below Grand Hotel.
I think
Paul?
Coho said above Grand Hotel though.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, it goes up.
All right. Better than
Below
All
All
Quiet.
Quiet.
No.
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 Yeah.
No. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, that's where we end.
Okay.
We're gonna next week. We're gonna ask Coho what he meant by his vague and cryptic tweets or vague and cryptic messages, and tweets. He's bad at Twitter too. I'm glad we did that. Yeah. So Rebecca takes the 5 spot, which is high, and unjustified.
Yep.
Taking out Grand Hotel. Grand Hotel is no longer in the top 5. Did not have legs, and honestly, I expect to kick out Rebecca very soon. But yeah, look at them rankings. It happened one night. Mutiny on the Bounty. You can't take it with you. All Quiet on the Western Front, and now Rebecca make up the top 5. Really a damnation on the 30s. The first movie that we kind of liked from the 40s. Really, the first movie from the 40s is like
Great.
Grand Hotel.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
then-
everybody.
Well, we're not totally done yet because here we
Oh.
got
have a
our
question?
coming soon section.
Hey, yeah, next week, How Green Was My Valley, not to be confused with How Gay Was My Valley, which is a movie that Spence and I are working on.
We'll find out how gay.
Yeah, how gay was
How gangrene was my valley?
And then
Fair
after that, we've got Mrs. Miniver, which is one of 4 Best Picture winners from the 40s I still haven't seen, so I'm most excited about that one. And then after that, we got one of my favorites from this decade. We got Casablanca.
Mid. All right.
I can't wait. We glossed over it, but also in 1942, we will be watching I'm Married a Witch, which is what I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah.
5.
42. You messed up the date.
42.
Oh.
I don't know what year it came out, but I will be
Wait.
watching it for Alex.
Is it
Maybe it's
42 or?
44.
I don't know.
I thought it
Maybe
was
doesn't.
45. Who knows? Wait,
knows?
or is it
I
44?
always thought Casablanca was 42, but
Who knows? Casablanca, I thought it was 42 as well. It's actually 43.
This is the worst show. Anyway, thanks for coming out to this show. I know that we give you incentives every week not to watch it, but we really appreciate it, Bar.
Yeah,
and
thanks,
Scully
Bar.
sometimes. Doc, I know you're really disappointed in us. I think it's important to remember that we've only met like 5 times. So for everyone
this
here
week
at
also
Picture
sucks.
This, we'll be seeing you. Maybe.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.